Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mabuhay, buenas tardes. Welcome to the third stop of the world tour for this great fight, Manny Pacquiao against Juan Manuel Marquez. We started, as you know, in Manila in the Philippines, had this huge press conference. We then went to New York, had a great press conference in New York, featured by the singing duet of Manny Pacquiao and Dan Hall. We now are in Los Angeles, and we head this afternoon for Mexico, and we end the world tour in the Revolution Square in Mexico City, where we have another unbelievable press conference for thousands and thousands of people. And it's all for this event, which will take place on November 12th at the MGM Grand Hotel. As you know, tickets are sold out. We've had an unbelievable response to this fight. Tickets are now selling at a tremendous premium in the marketplace. But the good news is that this morning we opened up closed circuit in Las Vegas, 20,000 seats at the various MGM properties, including Mandalay Bay. So that 20,000 additional people can be accommodated. We expect, as usual in Manny Pacquiao fights, thousands of people to come in who don't have tickets for the live site, but watch it on television. And it's a great weekend. And so I urge you to invite your readers, viewers, listeners, to come to Las Vegas for the weekend of November 12th, and you'll have a great time. This fight will be distributed by our friends at HBO Pay-Per-View. Now, those of you who follow the sport know that earlier this year, because we were dissatisfied with the way the fights on pay-per-view were presented, in that they weren't reaching a large enough audience, we made an arrangement with Showtime and CBS for a new way to get the information out on these fights. And Showtime and CBS did a terrific job. But then two gentlemen who are top executives of HBO came to us and said that we have learned a lesson from what CBS and Showtime have done, and believe me, we can do a better job getting the message out to the general public. Okay, before we call up the trainers and the fighters, we have a special guest here. He is the most leading champion of the WWE, one of its most popular champions. You have to understand, Vince McMahon, who's the head of the WWE, his father, the late Vince McMahon, was our leading closed-circuit exhibitor in the days you watched the fights in theaters and arenas. And I go back with the McMahon family for many years, so it's a pleasure. I'd like you to greet him now. Please welcome The Miz.
Thank you very much. I mean, he's no Michael Buffer, but I'll take it. You know what? I'm really excited about this, but you know what was funny? I was here before anybody came in, and I watched the press come in here. I watched the doors open, and I've never seen any press sprint like you all sprinted for the front row. I thought you guys were kicking and screaming for the front seats. It was intense. I thought there was going to be a boxing match up here. It was fantastic. And not only that, I told my mom and dad I was going to come to this press conference, and literally they were like, listen, can you get Manny and Juan's autographs? Can you get their pictures taken? Listen, I'm a WWE superstar, and my parents have never asked me for my autograph. But they're asking for your guys' autograph. So that's how excited they are. That's how excited the world is for this bout. The first two bouts were a preview of what's to come this time. This third match is going to be something to remember. It's going to be world-renowned. People are going to talk about it for ages. And I can't wait for it. You have two super fast, hard-hitting, world-renowned boxers going head-to-head, face-to-face, November 12th at the MGM Grand Casino. This is going to be intense. It's going to be exciting. And just to show that I am on neutral sides, I brought I'm Awesome t-shirts for both of you. There you go. Now, listen, I said I'm on neutral sides today, but if either of you need a foreign object and want to go WWE style in this match, I'm the guy to call, I'm the guy to put in your corner, okay? But until then, I want to wish you both, I don't know how to say it, good luck, break a leg, break each other's faces, something along those lines. But I'm excited about this fight. It's going to be intense. Everyone's going to get it, and I'm ready for it. So thank you all for having me. Thank you, Manny. Thank you, Juan. You guys are truly, as well as myself, awesome!
You can't imagine how these two fighters got a kick out of the Miz coming up here, because wrestling is tremendously popular both in the Philippines and Mexico. Yeah. So as it is here, but it's really particularly popular in those two countries. Juan Manuel Marquez, trainer, is legendary. He was recently inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York. Very few trainers are inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's a great honor, and it was really something special that in his class was Mike Tyson and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. inducted at the same time. Nacho Beristain has been known as a fantastic trainer in boxing. He's had many, many champions. Please welcome the trainer of Juan Manuel Marquez, Nacho Beristain.
Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for being here.
Decían hoy en la mañana que las dos peleas de Pacquiao con Juan quedaron en el olvido, pero yo pienso que quedaron bien, pero bien grabadas en los grandes aficionados del mundo al boxeo, porque son dos clásicos, dos peleas tremendas, dos guerras. Y esta tercera creo que no va a ser la excepción, va a ser una gran pelea. Y es obvio que viajamos de México nosotros con la ilusión de que vamos a volver a ganar.
Nacho, espérame. He said that said good afternoon to everyone. No, he said that in the morning one person told him that the first two fights between Manny and Juan, they were going to be forgotten. And he says, no, they will never be going to be forget because they were classic fights. And now, the third one, I'm sure that it's going to be the best of the three. And I'm sure that it's going to be a classic too. And I'm very happy to be involved in this type of fight. And Juan Manuel is going to be at his best.
Esperamos que usted presente ahí porque me imagino que va a ser la trilogía más importante en las divisiones pequeñas. Gracias.
And I hope that you everybody show up because I'm sure that it's going to be the best trilogy of boxing ever. Thank you.
You know, once in a while in boxing, there's a combination of fighter and trainer, which are synonymous with each other. There was Muhammad Ali and Angelo Dundee. There was Marvin Hagler with Goody Petronelli. Those combinations of a fighter and a trainer, particularly when they've had great success, really resonates in the sport. Freddy Roach is certainly the leading trainer of boxers in the United States. He didn't go with us to the Philippines because he was advising and working with our Olympic boxers in Colorado Springs. I'm sure that with Freddie's input, our team will do a lot better in England at the Olympics than they have done in prior Olympics. Freddie says there's a lot of good kids on the team that can make an impact, and with Freddie's help, I'm sure they will give great performance. Freddie's work with Manny has been classic. He's taken a very, very good one-handed fighter and made him the full package, a fighter who hits equally hard with his left and right hand, a fighter who understands technique and movement. It's been a tremendous, tremendous effort and work, and that's one of the reasons why Manny is so popular around the world, is because people love to see him perform. So please welcome the trainer of Manny Pacquiao. He's going to talk to you about the training camp for this fight. Please welcome Freddy Roach.
Thank you, Bob. We're going to have a training camp meeting. We're going to go to Pacquiao for the first 3 weeks, and then the last 5 weeks we'll be in LA doing the final preparation for this tough fight. You know, they've had 24 rounds between them, 1 round separates. So this is a classic fight. This is a fight that I wanted for a long time. This is the one that I think I have a challenge against Nacho. He's a great trainer, and I have a great student in Manny Pacquiao, and we're going to be at our best for this one, and don't miss this one. It's going to be great. Thank you.
The reason why people who know boxing and follow boxing are so excited about this match is because they realize what they have seen in the 2 prior matches. Manny Pacquiao is all aggression. He's a fighter who takes the fight to his opponent. That's one of the qualities that's endeared to sports fans all over. Takes the fight to the opponent. He is the antithesis of a defensive fighter, although he knows and has picked up a lot of defensive tactics from Freddy Roach. He's essentially a fighter who's on the offense. Juan Manuel Marquez, in the years I've been watching boxing, is the greatest counterpuncher that I've seen. Now, what does that mean? You hear the expression counterpunch. It probably is the one thing in boxing that takes the most skill. You have to allow your opponent to throw a punch at you and hit him in such a way and at such an angle with the counter that it reaches the opponent before his punch reaches you. That's easier said than done. That is hard, and it takes nerves of steel to be a counterpuncher. Now, as Manny has developed his right hand and his skills since they last met, so Juan Manuel has changed his style in the way that he was a counterpuncher who would score off the counters. But now he's sitting down on the counters, and his full knockout power is shown. That's why he has won so many fights over the last few years with his counterpunching, because it is now a much more powerful punch. So people out there who really don't know boxing said, yeah, but he didn't look so good against Mayweather. Well, of course he did. Mayweather is a defensive fighter, maybe a defensive genius. It's the worst type of fighter that a counterpuncher can fight, because there's nothing to counterpunch. It means that if you're a counterpuncher, you lose your asset, and you have to be the attacker, which is something that a counterpuncher would prefer not to do. That's the reason, not the weight, that he didn't look as good as he could in the Mayweather fight. But that won't be the problem in this fight. In this fight, he will be able to use his counterpunching skills, because he's fighting a very aggressive fighter. And people say, well, he's fighting above the weight. Let me tell you something. Let's get real here. They have to make the weight at 144. When they go into the ring the night of the fight, they'll be within 1 pound of each other. Juan Manuel will probably be 147, 148, Manny will be the same thing. That's the definitive weight that matters. It's not like Manny is a middleweight and will weigh 144 at the weigh-in and go into the ring at 160. That's not going to happen, because then he'll lose all of his speed. Today, sitting here, he's probably 148 to 149. So Alex Ariza's job will be, during the training, to feed him enough food to maintain his weight. So the weight is not an issue here. What's an issue here is the increased skills of both fighters since they last fought, and who will have the advantage. We know Juan Manuel Marquez is one of the great fighters of our time. Clearly will be in the Boxing Hall of Fame. This is a fight that he wants to win more than anything else. This is a fight, after 3 fights, that he would like to win, and win decisively, to prove his superiority over his greatest rival. So please welcome the lightweight champion of the world, Juan Manuel Marquez.
Thank you all. Good afternoon, good morning, good night. I don't know the time. I know the time because Philippines, New York, here. I don't know the time, but good afternoon. Thanks everybody for being here. I feel very happy for being here again in LA. I want to say I won this fight. All the Mexican people want this fight, and now I know this fight is a tough fight for me. But now I train very hard for this fight. I train very hard in my speed. I train very hard in my strength. I train very hard for everything. But I want to give another great fight all the people. And finally, I want to thank Bobaro, Fernando Beltran, Manny Pacquiao and his team for giving me again the opportunity. And this fight I want to dedicate for all the Mexican people, for all my family, and especially I want to dedicate to my father-in-law because he died 2 months ago. And his fight is for his memory. Thank you very much, pleasure. Muchas gracias a todos. Ya no sé qué tiempo estamos, si es tarde, noche, días, el tiempo aquí ha cambiado. 4 países en una semana ha estado muy pesado, pero estoy muy contento y gracias por que ustedes estén aquí. Tenemos una pelea difícil, una pelea dura. Yo quería esta pelea y la gente mexicana quería esta pelea también. Ahora lo que tengo que hacer es entrenar fuerte, entrenar en mi peso, entrenar en la fuerza, en la rapidez. Y yo creo que vamos a hacer lo necesario para obtener ese triunfo el 12 de noviembre. Vamos con todo. Yo creo que es lo que quieren los mexicanos, los latinos. Vamos a dar lo mejor de sí, vamos a entrenar para buscar ese triunfo. Y quiero dedicar esta pelea a mi familia, a toda la gente mexicana que siempre me ha apoyado, que los quiero mucho, y en especial a mi suegro que hace dos meses murió, y esta pelea es por él. Pues muchas gracias y gracias por estar aquí también.
Thank you, Juan Manuel. Manny Pacquiao is now the most famous athlete in the world. Not just the most famous boxer, the most famous athlete in the world. That's why in post-interview game interviews at the United States Open tennis tournament, the tennis players, in describing how they played in a match, have made reference to Manny Pacquiao and how he fights. Wherever you go in the world, and the talk turns to sports, and when you talk about boxing, everybody knows Manny Pacquiao. Part of that is because the Philippine people, who are very devoted fans, now live all over the world, whether it's in Europe or the Mideast, in South America, many Filipinos, and they have spread the word of Manny Pacquiao. And programs that we have seen around the world have talked about Manny Pacquiao. And then when he ran for Congress and won, what a great thing, a boxer who was serving as a sitting congressman in his country. And people all have tapped him now as for future higher offices in his country. If that isn't a tribute to the sport of boxing, nothing is. Manny Pacquiao has distinguished himself both in the ring and out of the ring. And probably as good as he is in the ring, what he has done outside the ring with charity, with providing scholarships and beds and food for his people is probably much more important than the victories that he's won in the sport of boxing. The WBO welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
Thank you, Bob. I want to thank HBO and Top Rank Promotion and all the sponsors of this another big event on November 12th. I want to thank everybody, the media and the press, and also all the fans around the world, especially those all the Filipinos. Thank you. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta. And this is gonna be a good fight on November 12 because this is the answer of all the doubts of the past two fights with Marquez. And I know and I believe that he's hungry to win this fight and he will train hard for the fight. And everybody knows that was a long time ago, that was 5 years ago. And I improved a lot of my style and I will do my best for the good of and for the happiness of the people who are going to watch on the club. So please don't miss it. It's going to be a good fight and great fight. It's once in a lifetime. So thank you very much for all your support and have a nice day. Thank you.